What's going on, everyone? Just Gaz here. Welcome back to another Destiny 2 video. Now, I made a video a bit like this in the past, but since Forsaken has dropped, I wanted to do sort of a relive version of this video, sort of go back in and sort of say my top 5 sort of PvP weapons since Forsaken's dropped, now that we've got a new time to kill and obviously a lot of new weapons. So this is just going to be my opinion of weapons that I like to use in PvP, and some of them I do like to use in PvE. Now, first up, we're going to go with the Trust hand cannon, which is acquired through Gambit. It's quite an old-fashioned type looking revolver. It's 180 rounds per minute. Mine has 11 rounds in the mag because of one of my perks. Now, the roll I've got on this isn't very good for PvP, but that being said, it's still an amazing hand cannon. The stability on it is really good, so the recoil on it is just perfect. It's like straight up and down, it's barely anything at all, so it's really good to use. It's really good if you're especially trying to grind for your Luna's Howl and you need to get the hand cannon kills in competitive. So it's a very strong candidate for using a hand cannon. Obviously you can get much better rolls, so if you had like a gold roll, I'd dread to think how amazing this weapon would actually be, just because as it is now, it's a really good weapon, and I probably run this more than anything else. I use this and one of the other weapons I'm going to speak about as my main loadout for PvP. Next up, we're going to move on to Bygone's pulse rifle. Yep, another Gambit weapon. This one is obviously the pulse rifle from Gambit. It is 390 rounds per minute. Now, the roll I've got on this isn't that amazing, to be honest, either. So it's a bit like my Trust hand cannon. It's not the best roll that you could get. It has got head seeker, which is, you know, it's pretty good for a pulse rifle, but it's not perfect. But this thing, it feels like it should be illegal to use this in PvP. It is absolutely amazing. You would have come across it, if no doubt you haven't got one already, but you definitely would have come across it. Just get absolutely melted by one of these. Usually it's about 3 bursts, but obviously it's quite quick, so yeah, you do just absolutely get melted by these things. This and the Trust are usually my go-to weapons for PvP. I absolutely adore them. Bygones for a bit more range, and then if I've got a shotgun rusher, I will pull out the Trust. Hit him a few times, you know, try and jump, avoid that shotgun shot and finish him off. So this pairs very well with the Trust hand cannon. Now, next we are going to go on to the Go Figure pulse rifle. Once again, another pulse rifle. I do like my pulse rifles. This one is a 450 round per minute pulse rifle. It's a very good pulse rifle, especially in PvE. Now, I did really enjoy this pulse rifle before I actually got the Bygones, so it's a very strong candidate for using a pulse rifle in PvP. Not the best pulse rifle you can use. It is one of the new archetypes where it's a 4-shot burst. It has its drawbacks because you can't always get all 4 bursts onto the enemy, but it's still a very good pulse rifle, and it was definitely good enough for me to mention within this video. Next, we're going to actually look at a newer one, and this one is the Chattering Bone pulse rifle. This, once again, yet another pulse rifle. This is the Raid pulse rifle, and again, it is a 450 round pulse rifle. I really like this pulse rifle. It's a really good pulse rifle. If you don't have Bygones, I'd say this is definitely a second best towards the Bygones. Obviously, it's a faster firing rate than the Bygones, although the Bygones actually feels faster, but this is an amazing pulse rifle. Not quite as good as the inaugural address if we're comparing it to other Raid pulse rifles, but even still, it's a very good pulse rifle, and I'm sure you could probably get some very good rolls on it as well, so it would be up there with the inaugural address, which would be nice because obviously it being Raid and the inaugural address being the old Raid. So this is definitely up in my list for top PvP weapons. I don't use it that much because obviously, like I said, I am using Bygones, but if I want to change things up, I will use the Chattering Bone. It's a very nice looking weapon, especially with the Akankara bone effect, and then the, I don't know, the prismatic type effect inside for the grip and the magazine. So it's very good looking and forms very well. And finally we're going to look at Claws of the Wolf. Again, pulse rifle. I am more of a hand cannon kind of guy, but this pulse rifle from Iron Banner is absolutely incredible. It is a 540 RPM pulse rifle. It's meant to be sort of like the D2 version of, I can't even remember its name. It will come back to me eventually, probably not when I'm doing the video, but it's just amazing. It's super fast firing, so ideally for this you want a lot of stability perks on it. You want your roll to be based around stability, And then you also want some mods on there for stability. And if you can get any armor mods to help with that stability, the better, because this thing fires so fast. But it's, you know, it's really good. When you're down with it and you've got used to the recoil, it slays people. It just absolutely melts through people. It's incredible. It really is quite incredible. It's also frustrating, but it's incredible at the same time, if that makes any sense to you. Now, as you will have noticed with my list, I haven't added any shotguns. I'm not saying shotguns aren't good. I'm just not a big fan of shotguns. I don't like using shotguns. I did the chaperone quest and that was about it. I'm not a fan of the shotgun meta. People just, you know, shotgun aping you, thinking they're amazing, or hiding around corners and shotgunning you. So I won't add any shotguns into my PvP weapons. I would like to also mention, yes, Ace of Spades is amazing. Things like Telesto as well are amazing in PvP. But I didn't really want to add any exotics into this. So if I was going to add in some exotics, then yes, I would have definitely said Ace of Spades, because Ace of Spades is absolutely incredible for a hand cannon. Absolutely incredible. If anything, that's probably the best hand cannon to be running if you're doing your Luna's Howl grind in competitive. Now, that all being said, if there's any weapons that you can think of that I might have missed out or left out, please let me know down in the comments below. What are your favourite sort of setups for PvP? How are you finding new PvP? And what do you think of these weapons? Are any of these like in your top list that you would use for PvP? So let me know down in the comments below. And if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. It don't cost you a penny. It's just a click. So with that all being said, until next time, ladies and gentlemen, Toodles.